Devin, I hope all is well. I think just, first, I just wanted to ask you about your reaction just to the Cam, being out.
I think for us, it is what it is. I mean, it's football. We're used to guys being in and out with injuries and different things like that. So I know it's cliche and we've said it around here for years, but it's next man up. It's everybody doing what they got to do. And I think handling what they have control over and just going about it that way.
And, when Mac takes the bulk of the reps, does anything change from your standpoint? Does anything change for the defense?
No, I mean, and I would say too, in this stage of the season and training camp, I know you guys, like with the quarterbacks, like I'm sure you guys chart like all the reps and everything.
Oh yeah.
For us, it's just who's in that quarterback, what do they do well, how does it change our defense? I think that's what it comes down to. So that's what we pay attention to. Like we're not, I don't pay attention who takes more reps with this guy or that guy. I leave that to you guys and the coaching staff. But for us, I think it was just going out there playing defense, doing what we normally do, and adjusting to whoever is in that quarterback, whether it be Mac or Hoy.
Thanks, man.
Next question, Alex Barth, followed by Chris Gasper.
Hey, Devin. I know the Giants have a few of your former teammates, specifically Logan Ryan, somebody I know you had a relationship with. When a guy like that leaves, do you still kind of follow what he's doing, and are you looking forward to seeing him this week?
Yeah, I pay attention to all the nonsense that Logan talks. He's that's my guy. We talk all the time. And it was fun. I think even last year when he went to New York and was playing predominantly safety, we talked a lot about, scheme, the defense, playing different things a certain way. So him and Duran have been, two guys that came into Rutgers as freshmen when I was a senior. And since then, I've been talking to those guys all the time. They pushed me, I pushed them to get better. So it'll be fun talking trash to him. He's a guy that's been, I think, a real leader for them from the defensive side and team wise. So it'll be fun going back against him. And, obviously all the guys in New York with Judge kind of leading them and coming back to the New England area.
Cool. Thank you.
Next question from Chris Gasper, followed by Chris Ryan.
Hey, Dev, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good, man. Good. So you mentioned the next man up, saying you guys have that motto. You guys also have another motto, which is dependability is more important than ability. And so how does that fit into Cam not being available here? We know from the 5-day intake that's only for players who aren't vaccinated. So how does that fit into the messaging that you guys have as a team about getting vaccinated or not getting vaccinated at this point?
I think I've said it a lot, two guys on the little video that me and Slate did. Vaccinations is a personal decision. So that's up to each individual. And as far as like how the team views that and how we go forward, that's a Bill Belichick question. I feel like he would tee that up and knock that out of the park. So I'm going to leave that for Bill and let him handle that.
I'll just ask a quick follow-up on it, and you can defer this one to Bill too. And obviously I agree with you. Vaccination is an individual decision, but as we saw today, it does have consequences for the team. So how do you guys balance that?
I think we just got to take it in stride. I mean, it kind of is what it is. And it's what I think anything we do, I think, with you guys and what you do for a living, I'm sure there's things that make sense. And then there's other things that you have to do that doesn't make a lot of sense. And at the end of the day, it is what it is. You have to abide by whatever it is that, you're being asked to do, or, however you want to see it, the rules or whatever. And then we just go from there. And I think that's what each guy's going to do in the locker room, take care of what they can control and however it kind of turns out for us, will be what it is. But guys were out there on the practice field today. You guys saw it, putting in the work, getting better. And I think that's the key this time of the year. We got to keep doing that.
Thanks, Deb. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Next question, Chris Ryan, followed by Mike Giardi.
Hey, Dev, how are you? Hope all is well.
Same for you.
Wanted to get your sense on where the defense is at as a whole going into this final preseason matchup, and how do you go about, evaluating readiness as a group, not just a secondary, in heading into the regular season in a couple weeks?
Consistency. I think that's what it comes down to. Not just, I mean, I think everyone sees us in the games, but for you guys have seen in training camp, it's a day in and day out thing. It's defensively coming out each day and having the same mentality and having the same focus to do what you need to do as a defense. Like if you want to be a good defense and be a dominating defense, it's not something you can turn on and off. So I think for us, it's just trying to continue to build that consistency. And I think through that, you put in depth and all of that. It's each group that goes out there having the same mentality. I think we've been working towards that. I thought last week was huge to go, travel to Philly, have to go travel down there, wake up the next day, go out there and practice, then go right back at it the next day, and then, take a day off from that and then get into the game. That was kind of a regular season mode of traveling somewhere, playing them away games. So now we'll have another week, 2 days of practice now. Then the Giants will come in for 2 days of practice. Like, how can we stay consistent each time we step on the field is what it comes down to, not really taking time to sit back and say, we do this well, we do like that's not important right now. Let's just keep getting better and trying to play the same way each time we take the field.
I want to ask you about the linebacking core as well, particularly Juwan Bentley and Matthew Judon. What does their addition, Bentley being available hopefully for the whole year and continuing to grow, and Judon's addition and Hightower being back mean for this secondary as well and the strength of the secondary?
Yeah, I mean, it's been great. I think when you name those guys, and I'll throw KV Van Noy in there too, very versatile group that can do a lot of different things. And I know, even for us, sometimes I got to ask in the secondary, like who's playing what position and where they are, because all of those guys can do so many different things on the football field. And you put that in with our secondary and guys like AP and guys like Doug, who also are very versatile and doing different things, and Jay Mills. It's tough for defenses to know where we're going to line up, who's going to be where. So we got to just use that to our advantage. Communication, knowing what we got to do each play and who's who. I think those are things that we'll have to continue to work on throughout the season. That won't be like something that if we get down in training camp will last us. It's a weekend, day in, day out thing that we always got to work at.
Thanks, Deb.
No problem.
And last question, Mike Giardi.
Good afternoon, Devin.
Hey, Mike.
I was wondering, you say you only worry about who's on the field and, you're not measuring this guy or that guy. But last year you went up against a receiving core that struggled at times. I'm curious what you see from this group. Can you feel sort of that upgrade in talent and weaponry that has been added to the roster?
Yeah, I think anytime you're an older guy, it's fun to watch young guys. You look at Jacoby, you look at Nikhil, came in here, young guys, and you've just seen them get better. I think you guys have seen that watching just the consistency. I think that's what it's all about, being an NFL player. I think when you watch guys, no matter what you are, first year, second year, like you see talent. You'll see a guy make a play where you're like, man, that's a great play. But it comes down to consistency. How do we know we can count on you each day to be open, to be where you need to be? And I think that's what you've seen, those two guys in particular grow and do those things. And then I think you look at Christian Wilkerson, who's come in and had a great camp of, same thing, showing up, being where he needs to be. And then obviously adding KB and Nelly has been great veteran guys who I think bring a certain work ethic in. They bring knowledge from another system. They've been in the league for a couple of years now. So anytime you can add veteran players, I think it helps young guys and it helps you grow. And then I also throw in, adding Hunter and John Newer guys that understand the passing game, tight end position, how to work with quarterbacks. Like they've played with different quarterbacks, especially Hunter playing with a guy like Rivers in San Diego for so long. You just learn. And I think that group has been very eager and urgent to learn as much as possible. And they want to be better. They want to be good each day. So it's been competitive. And I think that's what's fun. And that's what I love about joint practice. Like we go after each other every day in training camp, and it gives us a time to cheer those guys on or root them on and see how we're getting each other better. And I think that showed up some down in Philly, and we needed to continue to show up.
If I could quickly follow, Bourne is like a ball of energy out there, and he seems like he talks a lot. I know when we were talking about Cam Newton, you said when he first came in, he's running for touchdowns. Well, we know we've tackled him is Bourne one of those guys that you're like, I'm trying to figure this guy out a little bit because he could use a good, shot to the rib cage here to make him slow down a little bit?
Yeah, KB is right in that Cam Newton energy, ball of energy. And I would throw Judon has brought that a little bit to the defensive side of the ball. So guys like that you need on the team. You need guys like a day like today where it's hot. This whole week's supposed to be hot. You need guys that are going to be out there, energy, yelling, screaming, talking trash. I think that's what football is about, especially training camp. As you get into, I guess this is like week 3 or 4 of training camp, where you need guys to kind of get it going because, the end of training camp is coming, but like the season's just beginning. So we just got to stay at it. And, guys like KB, Cam, Jew, like those guys help out a lot just with what they bring day in and day out.
Thanks, Dev.
Appreciate it, guys. Have a good one.
Thank you, Devin.